Welcome to the Gridiron Guide with your boy, the Fantasy G.
What up, though? It's A2.
What's happening? Week 7 is upon us. Thursday afternoon, we're getting this recorded. We got Thursday Night Football tonight. Giants at Eagles. That putrid NFC East showdown. All four teams play each other this week.
Yep.
Both games are going to be terrible. So,
yeah. Probably.
Not looking forward to that, but what can you do? That's been the theme for Thursday Night Football this year. So,
yeah.
Let's give a shout out to our parent podcast, Objectively Podcast with Ben and Matt. The podcast nobody asked for, but everybody wants. The Objectively Podcast. Also, don't forget to follow our social media, The Gridiron Guide on Instagram, on Facebook. We interact with our viewers. You call them viewers? Yeah. Our fans.
Fans. We call them fans for now. Yeah.
Our followers. So be sure to check us out there. Send us your questions. Send us your rosters and your trades, and we will give you advice. And you might even get lucky enough to get a shout out on the show. Mm-hmm. Perfect time. Shout out Sean Klockner, one of our top listeners. Listens to us every week. He has actually won daily because of our advice 1 week in our pool. So good job, Sean. Shout out to you. Hopefully you lose this week. All right, so we got a lot of NFL news to cover. So
yeah.
First, just want to kind of start it out. We've mentioned Tua as the starter now. Fitzmagic,
which
benched.
Turn of events, Fitzmagic wasn't too happy about that.
Yep.
He caught him by surprise.
Yep, he was heartbroken. He said he had to attend meetings all day. It's like he got fired and then had to attend meetings all day, and to the person who fired him. So, he's a class act. You can't blame him for being upset. He was second in the division, 3-3, coming off huge games. I think he had 5 straight good games. So
yeah, for sure. And Kyle Van Noy said that they were behind him. So
So just want to touch base on that. Shout out, love Fitzmagic, and everything he does for the game. So the Raiders, Trent Brown tested positive. Their offensive lineman for COVID, so their whole O-line was sent home yesterday from practice, just as a precautionary reason. So hopefully nothing comes from that as of right now. Game's still on, but hope nothing bad comes out of that. The Eagles, Sanders is out tonight. Alshon Jeffrey also ruled out. Deshaun Jackson and Lane Johnson are back in from injury.
Yep.
But Ertz is out 4 to 6 weeks, as you know. Goddard is expected back week 10.
Yep.
So just want to touch base. Ertz is out 4 to 6 weeks now. The original timetable was a couple weeks. So 4 to 6 weeks for Ertz. I'm going to continue with the tight end news. Fant has been practicing. So you saw him practice last week, limited, ruled out. So hopefully he plays this week. Robert Tonyan not practicing for the Packers.
Interesting.
New injury, so we'll see what happens there. Jonnu Smith has been limited for the Titans. If you don't see him play, Fursker is going to be in line to have another huge day and will be a popular DFS pick. But if Jonnu's in, scratch Fursker. Logan Thomas, your boy, did not practice neck. First time hearing about this neck injury.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes out of that. Enough of the tight ends.
Yeah.
Let's. Austin Eckler, they said he'll be back later rather than sooner, so his injury still expected to keep him out at least, if I had to guess, a month.
Yeah.
Who knows? Michael Thomas injured his hammy in practice. So
another hamstring.
New injury for him.
Yeah.
Julio Jones, Joe Mixon did not practice. Could have been just a veteran day off yesterday, so keep an eye on them. All 3 are expected to play, but you want to see them at least get a limited practice in on Friday.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that. Le'Veon Bell may not be activated this week.
Right.
Got to learn that Chiefs offense. It is confusing. Andy Reid always throwing a bunch at you. So, a couple more things. So the Ravens are expected to sign Des Bryant to their practice squad.
Yep.
So we'll see if he can make the active roster if he impresses on the practice squad.
Yeah.
And also the Ravens also making a big news, made a trade today.
2 trades.
2.
Yannick Ngakoue.
They got Ngakoue from Minnesota. They sent a 3rd and a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Who Minnesota originally traded a 2nd and a 5th round pick. So lost on a draft pick. What other moves did they make?
I thought just the Des Bryant one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, it's basically like a trade,
Des.
I think can still play. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, and last thing, newsworthy for me. Antonio Brown will be reinstated after week 8, or suspension's up. He won't be reinstated.
Right.
Suspension up. Seahawks, have been linked to him a lot in the offseason.
Yeah.
They're one of the multiple teams that are interested in signing him, so I imagine they have a head start, but we'll see.
I would imagine he signs there. The locker room's Russ keeps the locker room pretty tight, so.
Yep. So we'll see what comes out of that. Seahawks and others interested, so.
Yeah.
Might not be bad just to stash him on your bench, but I'm not going to waste my time.
A lot of people have. Somebody dropped Juju Smith in my league for him.
Well,
yeah, it's crazy. I know.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff happening.
Yep. So we'll see what happens, but keep your eye on that.
Yep.
Anything else from you?
That's it.
All right. Let's jump right into it. Our DFS picks for this week.
DFS picks.
Yep. We'll start out quarterback.
Yep.
Who you like, Aaron?
Justin Herbert. Last time we saw Herbert, he was, slicing up the Saints defense. Coming in at $6,400. I expect the week off to, he's only against Jacksonville. I expect the week off to, he'll be a little bit even more comfortable to open up the playbook a little bit more for him. It should have Keenan Allen back and Mike Williams as well as Hunter Henry. So I expect a big week for him.
All right, somebody I like, kind of on the cheaper side. It's a real risky pick, but Joe Flacco.
Very, very, very risky pick.
Yeah, going versus Buffalo. Buffalo's allowed 6 straight 20-point games to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And the only game, or actually 5 straight, the only game they held under 20 was Sam Darnold week 1.
Okay.
So Flacco has not impressed at all. He scored 10 points the last 2 games combined. Hasn't gone over 200 yards, but I'm hoping he can just kind of, Crowder, hoping he has a better day than he did last week.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping P. Ryan can kind of get involved a little bit, and maybe Flacco can put up again. He's $4,800. Hoping he can get you 15, 20 points. So.
All right, I got another one for you. I'm gonna go right in the middle for you. Another rookie quarterback, Joe Burrow. Last time he went up against Cleveland, put up 28.5 fantasy points on DraftKings. So he's coming in at $5,500 against Cleveland.
All right, like that. Yeah, Cleveland's defense is not good, secondary especially. So another guy I like, touchdown Teddy versus Saints, $5,800. Saints have allowed 20 points to every fantasy quarterback they've played and allowed over two or more passing touchdowns each game. So coming off the bye week, I don't care. Still taking touchdown Teddy to hopefully throw a few in.
Okay, I'm not gonna hate on that. So that's the own quarterback. Move over to the running back next.
Yep.
So at $5,300, George, I'm going with your boy, David Johnson. You're big on this guy. He's coming in at $5,300, going up against Green Bay, who just got minced by Ronald Jones. David Johnson's putting up a consistent, 10 to 15 points on a weekly basis. So for $5,400, it's pretty good value.
Yeah, I like that. You mentioned him. I'll go ahead and just say him. Ronald Jones.
Okay.
Versus the Raiders. So $6,200. The Raiders have had Ronald Jones actually has had 3 straight 100-yard rushing games, and the Raiders have allowed 18 plus fantasy points to the running backs 4 of 5 games. So, like Ronald Jones.
How much was he again?
$6,200.
$6,200. Okay. I'm gonna go with one more guy. Mike Davis. He burned me last week. Not good. For $7,000, he burned me for only getting 12 points. I expect a bounce back week for Mike Davis going up against New Orleans. They're gonna need him to do a lot this week. So $6,600, a little discount from his dud of a game he put up last week.
All right. I see that, and I'll raise you Aaron Jones versus Houston, $7,200. Houston's defense is not playing good. Their offense has been kind of carrying the past actually all year. Last week they played Derrick Henry and the Titans.
Yeah.
You saw that happen there. So Jones coming off a loss. The Packers weren't able to get their ground game going, so I think Aaron Jones will have a big game.
Okay. Not bad. I'm going to switch to receiver now, George.
All right.
I'm going to pair up one receiver with my quarterback, Mike Williams. Went up against Jacksonville, $4,700. Again, last time we saw Mike Williams, he put up 5 catches, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, coming off a bye week, like I said, a little bit more work with the quarterback. $4,700. I expect him to have a pretty good game against Jacksonville.
All right, I can see that. Yeah, definitely. I added him last week, or 2 weeks ago. Didn't start him, but
yeah, you thought about it.
Yep. This is what could make it for me, or this is what could break it for me. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I'll take AJ Green at wide receiver for $4,300. versus Cleveland. Again, Cleveland's secondary is not good at all.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Green had his best game of the year last year, I think, or last week.
Yeah.
On maybe 11 targets, I think.
Yeah.
He put up career season highs in targets, catches, and yards. So,
Mm-hmm.
again, this is mainly $4,300 versus Cleveland. Not necessarily, so much on AJ Green, but I like the value that I'm hoping to get there for $4,300.
Not bad value. We'll see. I mean, I can't hate on it, but
I do it. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing it all year. I've been banging my head into a wall.
As long as you don't say Evan Ingram, then I'll be good to go.
Yeah.
So another receiver I'm gonna go with. He didn't do terrible last week. That's why his value went up. But I like the matchup going up against the Atlanta Falcons. I expect this to be a pretty good game. So I'm gonna go with Kenny Galladay, $6,700 against Atlanta. Again, he put up 17. He's put up a consistent 17, 16 points since we've seen him come back from injury. So I expect nothing different from him. Expect him to finish hopefully in the top 5 receivers this week. So,
all right, I like that. I could see it. I was gonna put him on, but I figured you'd have him. So
yeah.
Deontay Johnson, $4,200 versus Tennessee.
Mm.
You haven't really seen him play healthy since week 2.
That was his best week.
Yep, weeks 1 and 2, he had 23 targets. Combined for 34 fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, he played, got injured in the week 3 and week 5 and had a bye week 4. So
yeah,
he's fully healthy, fully practicing. You've been seeing Claypool really step up, but I still think, again, those 23 targets in the 2 games. Big Ben likes this guy. He plays the slot, so we'll see.
Yeah, I like that pick. I thought about that pick. Deontay Johnson, I think they use him a little bit different than they use their James Washington, who's playing slot right now. So
yeah, that, and you saw Tennessee last week again versus Houston. They got killed by the 3 wideouts, allowed 208 yards, and allowed each one to catch a touchdown. So
yeah,
Deontay may not be the only Steeler wideout that dominates.
And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for another receiver. I don't know if you have one more or not, or you want to save him for.
No, I'm. That's all I got. What do you got?
All right, I'm just name one more receiver. Scary Terry McLaurin, $5,800 for Washington, the football team. I said that Galladay was pretty consistent with what he was putting up. Terry McLaurin's the only thing on their offense right now. Last week only put up 14 points, but he's been doing that pretty much every week, pretty sure. So going up against Dallas, you said it's going to be a crap game. I expected him to still put up a good amount of targets. So $5,800 for Terry McLaurin.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty cheap for him. You've seen him, hover around the $6,500 range all year, so could get good value.
Tight ends.
Yep.
I have Richard Rodgers on there for the night. I don't know if you had him or not. I figured why not $3,700 if you're in a slate that has Thursday games included. I would just toss in Richard Rodgers at $3,700.
Yeah, you saw him step up, and who's one's gonna throw the ball to. So, real quick, I guess if you wanted this, I'll throw a Thursday night guy out there too. Boston Scott, running back, $5,600. 2 starts last year versus the Giants. You saw him put up 10 catches, 266 total yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So, Boston Scott, like you said, if they allow Thursday players, get Boston Scott in there. But anyways, back on that target here.
Yep.
Tight end T.J. Hawkinson versus Atlanta, $5,100.
Mm-hmm.
He's, I think, maybe the 5th most expensive tight end this week.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. He is the 4th.
Okay.
Or no, 5th. You're right, 5th.
So Atlanta's given up 7 touchdowns to the tight end this year. Their defense just, is a wreck outside of last week, where they kind of, held down Minnesota in check until kind of garbage time.
Yeah, I blame that more on Minnesota than Atlanta.
Yeah, true. So, I agree.
Yeah.
But Hawkinson, $1,500.
Okay. Yeah, that was actually my tight end. But I'll give you Jimmy Graham for $4,900, even cheaper. I like the way that they're using him with Foles. He only put up 8.4 points last week against Carolina. But, the past 3 weeks has been 5-3-4 as far as catches goes. This is touchdown dependent, but for $4,900, I don't think that's a bad buy.
Yep. And if Jonnu Smith is out, definitely get Ferguson. I mentioned it earlier. He's only $3,000. If Jonnu's in, ignore that. But keep an eye on that. And again, 2 injuries. You might see Julio, Michael Thomas. We'll see if they play.
Yeah.
This week, but obviously replace him as the injuries happen.
You want to jump to defense before we go to our main guy?
I got 2 defenses. Washington, the football team versus Dallas, 2,500.
Okay.
They got 16 sacks on the year. Dallas' offensive line's allowed 14 on the year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they just lose Tyron Smith?
I
think
Dallas offensive line is terrible right now.
Yeah, they lost somebody.
Zach Martin. Yeah, pretty sure Zach Martin is the guard they lost.
Yeah.
And also Lyle Collins is hurt too. Yeah, Tyron Smith. Yeah, their whole offensive line is hurt.
So we'll see. That's about 2 sacks a game. I'm thinking Washington can get 3 or more this week.
Yeah, Washington's defense line is gonna be scary against that team. For $2,400, I would go the Raiders defense against Tampa Bay. They're one of the cheapest teams in the slate. They can get after the quarterback. The past couple weeks, they've averaged 2.5 sacks. So I would go with them for $2,400. Who's your other defense?
All right, it's a little more expensive. $3,400 versus Jacksonville, the Chargers coming off a bye week. I can definitely see that defense kind of going off, get some sacks. We'll see how many they get, but they've allowed 20 points in 5 straight games. Jacksonville hasn't really been scoring like that, being held under 20 the past 3 of the past 4 games. So we'll see. I like Chargers defense to dominate Gardner Minshew and the Jags this week.
Yeah, DraftKings is funny when they do their pricing for players. I was going to say the Chiefs this week because I figured they got lit up against Vegas, and they got they didn't do terrible against Buffalo, but they jumped all the way up to $4,300. I was going to say them, but I can't imagine spending $4,300 on Kansas City's defense.
Yeah, and Bills are $4,700. Like, wow.
They're going against the Jets, so I can see that Flacco's not there.
That's good. A lot, though. Yeah.
I agree. That's a lot. Must-own players.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Devontae Adams this week. $7,900. I actually have 2 must-own players, so $7,900 for Devontae Adams. Last time we saw him, he was 6 for 61 against Tampa Bay against a game that kind of got out of hand. I expect a little better from him this week going up against Houston. I expect it to be a kind of a shootout. So
yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, Packers defense can show up better than they did last week.
We'll see.
All right, my must-own guy, DeAndre Hopkins versus the Seahawks, $8,200. This maybe isn't so much against Seattle's defense as it is just their offense scoring so much, but Seattle's allowed 21 points to a wide receiver every single game they've played, fantasy points it is, and they've allowed 8 wideouts to get over 20 points. So you're seeing multiple wideouts. I think Atlanta, all 3 of their wideouts week 1 got it. You're seeing multiple wideouts catch the ball and dominate versus Seattle, so I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a huge game this week.
Yeah, Seattle's defense allows, I think, one of the most points against the receivers, so I agree with that.
But like I said, a lot of it's too just because their offense is so good.
Yeah. Scores
so much, so teams got to air it out versus them.
All right. So I'm expecting that I'm going to stick with that game with a must-own player. You won't hear this a lot from me, but DraftKings did not raise his value after his big week last week. I'm going to go with Kenyon Drake at $4,800 against Seattle.
Yeah, well.
They allow a lot of points to the running back as well as they do the receivers. Their defense gets carved up in most of the games. Russell Wilson has to come back a lot or just keep scoring a lot. So $4,800 for Kenyon Drake back-to-back weeks. Do I expect him to get 30 points? No. But for $4,800, you can give me in the 15 to 25 point range. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not a fan of him, but we will see what happens.
No, I'm not a fan of Kenyon Drake. Just in this slate, $4,800.
Yeah.
And I can splurge to get
for a good RB1.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so that's all I got for DFS.
Yep.
Hopefully I can get a win. I need it bad. So.
You need one, right? You haven't got one yet.
Yep.
I should have had 2 on the year. I'm just saying. I just messed up. Yeah. It's all right, though.
All right, so going to our NFL picks. I was able to make a nice little comeback last week, gained 2 games on A2 here.
Yep.
So I'm going to toss my first sheet out. Second sheet. So NFL picks.
Yep.
What's my record now?
Oh, your record? I'm sorry. I skimmed the other thing.
Oh.
You are 53, 37, and 1. And 56, 34, and 1.
All right, so
you got 2 games on. Well, you gained 2 games from last week, so you're 3 games behind now. So
nice, I'll take it. All right, so
better take it
tonight. Giants at Philly. I will take the G, man. Philly's beat up, so
Philly's a better coach team though, so I'm gonna go with Philly. Okay. All right. So next game on my sheet, I have Detroit against Atlanta. That's what I have.
Who you got?
I'm trying to stall.
I'll go first. I'll take Atlanta.
All right, give me Detroit.
Yep.
All right. I wasn't too confident in that one, so go ahead.
Yeah, ATL had a big week, and I think they'll go back to back. Lions defense is not that good, so Julio Jones, Calvin really expect huge days.
Okay.
Cleveland at Cincinnati. I will take the Browns.
Give me Cincy.
All right.
I think the first game was a fluke, so I think Cincy can get them.
All right. What do you got?
Oh, okay. Carolina, New Orleans. This is a little easier to call, I think. I think even if Mike Thomas doesn't play, I still think New Orleans can get the win. So give me New Orleans.
Coming off a bye week, yeah, Kamara. If whether Thomas is in or out, expect Kamara to have a big day. So, yep, agree with that one. Pittsburgh at Tennessee. That'll be a good game. Battle of two undefeated teams, I think, right? Or does Pittsburgh have a loss?
No, Pittsburgh doesn't have a loss.
Okay, so yeah, battle of the undefeated teams.
I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh. I can't think. I'm trying to
give me Pittsburgh. You know that I think Taylor Lewan being injured really hurts them.
Yeah, especially when you're going up against T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree.
Yep.
So
give me Pitt.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pitt as well. All right. You banging your laptop against the table. It's all in my ear. Pittsburgh. Okay, yeah. So New York against Buffalo. Give me Buffalo. That's too easy.
All right, I'll take the Bills too.
Okay.
Dallas at Washington. Give me the Washington football team over the Cowboys. Cowgirls.
Yeah, if Kyle Allen is still playing quarterback, I'm going with Dallas. Because I don't think Kyle Allen's any good. Green Bay, Houston. I already know where George is going, but I'm going to go with the same team, Green Bay.
Go Pack, go, baby. Let's go. Bounce back win. So, Seattle at Arizona.
This is a good game.
Closer than the experts think.
What's the? I don't know the line off the top of my head.
Yeah, me neither. But I just like saying that like League 4. So I'll take Seahawks.
Man, I was hoping you took a little long with your answer. Give me the Seahawks. I want to take Arizona, but give me the Seahawks. I just can't see it. Kansas City against Denver. Give me Kansas City. It's too easy.
Yep, me too.
Even if Le'Veon Bell doesn't play.
Yeah. They don't. It's not like he's a core part of that offense yet. So.
No.
San Fran at New England. I don't see the Patriots losing 2 in a row. Give me the Pats.
Give me San Fran because I feel like San Fran figured it out. Especially the way Deebo Samuel looked and the way the offense looked against the Rams. Give me them. Now we got Jacksonville against the Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
Yep, me too. Don't need to say anything. Chargers D is going to tee off that game. So, are we already at Sunday night?
No, Tampa Bay, Vegas, I think.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football, Tampa Bay, Vegas.
Oh, that is Sunday night. Okay.
I think this game will also be pretty close. Vegas coming off the bye week. Tampa Bay's defense is suffocating versus the run and the pass, so I don't think Jacobs does too much here. Give me the Bucks.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks just based off their defense. I still don't like Tom Brady, but give me the Bucks just off their defense. Chicago against. Is that right?
The Rams?
The Rams. Okay. I'm like, that's not the Chargers. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay. Give me the Rams.
Yep, me too. Chicago is, first in the NFC North right now, 5-1, but I still don't know. Haven't seen enough out of them to crown them as kind of that elite team in the NFC or NFC North.
Yeah. You got a hot take this week, George?
All right, so give me the Chargers defense set to tee off versus Jacksonville. I'll take 5 or more sacks for the Chargers defense. Jags have allowed 18 sacks this year, which is in the bottom 5 ranking for sacks allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers coming off the bye week, I think they're just really going to get going and get after Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I agree with that. Their defense is pretty scary with who they have rushing the quarterback. I'm a die off this hill, but if Baker Mayfield plays this week, I think he'll have his best game yet. Going up against Cincinnati, the last time he played, 2 touchdowns and a pick. I think you might. I don't think he'll turn the game over this week. Probably score you 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, finish in the top 10 quarterback rankings of week 7, not of the whole year, but week 7.
Good luck with that. I don't see that happening. Cincinnati actually has a pretty good defense, and Baker Mayfield is not good. So
we'll see. He'll bounce back game.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because week 1 he had a terrible game. He bounced back week 2. So.
He's had a terrible game week 3, 4, 5, 6, 2.
Yeah, all year. So. Not as bad as Daniel Jones, though. So.
Yeah, we'll see. Jones will get it going.
All right.
Hey, mark this down.
All right, I'll mark it down.
Daniel Jones, 300, 2 TDs, at least this week.
Oh, yeah? You going to do that?
Run it.
Okay.
Yup.
300 TDs, throw the paper
Take
away.
that to the bank, baby.
All right. That's it for the week, boys.
They play tonight, so yeah, let's see. Go Daniel Jones, go Evan Ingram.
You would definitely...
Shepard may be back.
Hey.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Hey, I bet you lunch he doesn't have that.
I'll bet you lunch he does better than Baker Mayfield this week.
All right.
All right.
We'll do that.
There we go. All right, y'all. Bring some excitement to tonight's game then, yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that just about does it. Again, be sure to follow us Facebook, Instagram, The Gridiron Guide. That's all we got for you, folks. Peace.